Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the July 1st to July 8th reading for the sign of Sagittarius. Alright, hello my brothers and sisters. Sagittarius, you are my sign. Alright, I love you guys. I love being a Sagittarius. I have 4 planets in Sagittarius, all the ones that matter. Gosh, Sun, Neptune, Mercury, and Jupiter in Sagittarius. Alright, so love you guys. We're going to see what it's all hitting for this week. We're going to get your 2 cards out. Now, we're looking at the main stage event, really, right? Whatever relationship is taking the main stage this week. That could be a romantic relationship, relationships with friends, peers, work, career, whatever the case may be. So that's how we're going to read the following week. Show me what's going on for Sagittarius. And so we get 2 cards out. Here we go, Sag, your first card. Worth waiting for. This keeps coming out for you. And retreat. Interesting. So your 2 cards for this week are worth waiting for and retreat. So what could that possibly mean, I wonder, right? You're going away by yourself, you're going away with someone, right? So we'll see. We'll get into both of them. All right, let's get your 7 cards out and see what's going on, Sagittarius. Come on, Sag, July 1st to the 8th. Let's get a clear reading for a lovely Sagittarius. Alright, see what's going on this week for our lovely brothers and sisters out there, fellow bow shooters. Alright, we love you. July 1st to the 8th, we want affirmations, reaffirmations, signs, and warnings. Alright, Sagittarius, let's see what it's all about for you. Your first card out is 8 of Pentacles. This has been coming out for a lot of people this week. Alright, let's pull this down a little bit. So 8 of Pentacles, right? Putting restrictions in place, boundaries, right? Making sure to knuckle down to your work, getting your nose to the grindstone. The World Cup is coming out as yourself right now, Sagittarius, and the Tower for your person. Queen of Wands for your relationship. Your person has Ace of Cups. Wow. King of Wands for how they see you, and the relationship is 9 of Swords. A lot of anxiety, unfortunately, right? Bottom of the deck, we have 8 of Cups. So let's see if we can get this all the way up. All right, 8 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So that's another 8, right? That's your second 8. 8 talks about boundaries, borders, restrictions, right? Strengths and weaknesses. Remember, the first 8 in the major arcana is the Strength card, the Leo card. But 8 of Cups talks about putting borders in place, criteria, standards, and relationships, turning your back on shallow relationships, understanding that in order to move towards deeper, more meaningful connections, you have to have boundaries. You have to have boundaries, you have to have criteria, you have to have standards by which people need, you know, certain people, anyone really needs to fulfill a certain standard in order to get close to you, right? And understanding that is also understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, understanding what type of relationships you thrive in and what type of relationships you don't, right? All of that is about getting to know yourself better. You know, after the 8 comes the 9, which is the Hermit, where you start to internalize all of these lessons, right? But 8 is where we're at right now, and you have an 8 of Pentacles here. So again, talking about 8s being boundaries, restrictions, weaknesses, and strengths. When we put restrictions in place for the purposes of getting the job done, right? Then we understand the nature of how they can be good for us, right? Sometimes restriction is good. Restrictions that we place upon ourselves in order to accomplish an ultimate good is called discipline. It's simply another way of describing discipline, because discipline is all about restriction. denying yourself certain things so that you can focus your energy and accomplish something much greater, right? Discipline is also about boundaries, boundaries which you will not cross, boundaries that we set for ourselves, right? So you can see how all of these concepts are very much tied together, especially when it comes to knowing ourselves in terms of our strengths and weaknesses, understanding our strengths, understanding how to deal with our weaknesses, when weaknesses can be emotions such as pride and envy, right? That's a weakness. And so now we're in the realm of the major 8 card, which is strength, or Leo, right? So this is how the 8 ties all into that. And here, you right now, Sagittarius, are all about your coin. You are retreating. And I think this is where the retreat comes in. You're retreating from a lot of things that you normally will be doing. You may not be socializing as much, right? Because you're knuckling down on a project, a goal that you see as being attached to a very big pot of gold, right? You're really putting your nose to the grindstone, Sagittarius. It's almost as if you're in one of those stages in your life where you need very little to be happy, right, Sagittarius? You're kind of at that stage where it's like, even if you didn't have $1 in your pocket, if you have just the bare minimum, you're very happy because you are actually doing something that you really enjoy doing. You're working on a project or a passion right now that you really enjoy. And not only that, you have this ultimately great feeling that it's... that your rewards, the rewards for this labor that you're putting in now is going to be enormous. So you feel great. You feel great. And as a result of that, you also feel very strong as far as relationships are concerned. You are simply not going to tolerate anything that is not up to the standard that you want it to be. Right now, you have the World card as your card. This is your card, how you see yourself. It's beautiful. The World card means that, you are feeling right now like you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You're on your perfect path. You're at the right, it's like, oftentimes when we're going through our lives, right, we go through different stages in our lives, and it's like sometimes the stages are very difficult, right? And they're like stages we know that we need to get out of. We know that this is a difficult part of my life. This is a part of my life I need to get away from, This is a part of my life that is going to be difficult to internalize and learn from, for quite some time. We have also then parts of our lives where things are going really, really great and we're enjoying ourselves, but we're still not quite sure that we are where we're really supposed to be, despite the fact that we're having a lot of fun, right? Then there are parts in our lives where we are exactly where we know we're supposed to be. We're so happy in the space that we're in that we're thankful for all the times that have led up to this point, whether they were good or bad. That's how right you feel with the world. That's how excited you feel right now about what you're doing. The work that you're doing right now, it's almost as if this is what you've always been wanting to do. The World card is beautiful, beautiful energy. It's being able to look at the whole picture. It's being able to also look at a little bit of the future in a sense of knowing what you need to do now to really accomplish that goal. You see your partner, interestingly enough, this person you're dealing with this week, and this is the thing, I'm not sure that the Sagittarius who's resonating with this reading is actually in any kind of relationship at all right now, because you are so much on your coin and on your path, working on your vision. But the individual that's taking main stage this week is someone that you see as a tower moment, right? It's interesting. It's almost as if this person is someone you never expected to hook up with, never expected to kind of have any kind of relationship with, worth waiting for, right? This is the person maybe that's worth waiting for, but them coming into you or you dealing with them is like tearing down everything kind of you thought that would ever be in terms of like the type of person you would have or the type of relationship you would have, right? It's very interesting. It could also be that simply them coming into your life is creating a lot of like turmoil and chaos and upheaval, right? But in a good way, I would say, right? Because you right now are very much paying attention. You're very focused. With this good energy, the world, right? There's nothing that could come in right now and really turn it upside down in any kind of negative way. So this is very much, to me, I think, a kind of an awakening. a kind of like, oh wow, you know, an opening of the eyes, you know. It can also be that meeting this person, for instance, it may take you to that next level, because right now you're just working away, right? Could be that whoever you're dealing with this week, if this person is someone that is not necessarily a romantic interest, but someone to do with your career or your project, it could be that meeting them is taking that to the next level, to such a degree that your whole surrounding, your environment, the way you live and everything is going to change. You know, it can be like those moments when you suddenly get a deal or an agreement, right? And the money starts coming in, and it's like you, from 1 second to the next, you have a totally different lifestyle. Could be something like that if you're dealing with work. But if it's in a romantic way, it's definitely something that's like, wow, it hits you. Like, it almost could be like you come together with this person, and you two coming together is so strong that it's almost as if, like, okay, you move out in a couple months, you move in with this person, or you guys move, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of change or upheaval, right? The way you see yourself in a relationship is the Queen of Wands. So you certainly feel comfortable in this relationship. You feel like yourself. Excuse me. You feel like yourself. You feel free to be the fiery Sagittarius that you'd like to be, the creative Sagittarius. You feel free indulging in your spiritual side. The Queen of Wands is very open about her keen sense of the occult and mysticism, as signified by the black cat being there at her feet, right? She's not afraid to admit that or embarrassed of that, of her spirituality, right? She's also highly intuitive. So it's all these things. You feel very much in your skin in this relationship. It's like the type of relationship that you've always wanted in a way. So when you say worth waiting for, certainly if this is a romantic relationship, it makes you feel really good about who you are. You don't feel like you have to hide yourself, right? But the Queen of Wands is cautious, and right now you are being a little bit cautious. So if this person is a new person, or if you're just meeting someone, you are showing a little bit of caution, because the Queen of Wands is not, you know, she doesn't beckon you like the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is not cautious. You know, she's ready for whoever is coming in, and she almost beckons you in just as much as you want to see her. She's happy to listen to your story and to tell you, you know, whether you're full of shit or not, right? But the Queen of Wands is much more cagey. She's much more private. She's much more reserved. Despite the fact that she is the Queen of Wands, being fire, but fire, you know, true fire can be seething, right? Can be just rolling underneath. It can be just there's so many different aspects to fire, right? There's so many different ways that fire can be represented. You know, you can have embers that just glow and just, you know, slowly, you know, just glow away their heat and essence. You can have a fire that's like seething, or you can have a fire that's slowly building up. You can have a fire that moves very quickly, you know, and just burns quickly and dies quickly. You know what I mean? You can have a fire that burns very hot and intensely for a very long time. So there's a lot of, fire has a lot of nuances to it. And so Queen of Wands is that kind of fire where she's not, you know, she's reserved. She waits before she shows you everything that she is. She's been through a lot. And so Sagittarius, just like you, because most Sagittarius have been through a lot. It's just the nature of the game for them, right? Positive and negative, right? We're the type of people, we could be rich at one moment and homeless the next, and back to being rich and back to being, you know what I mean? It's like the life can be very tumultuous for a Sagittarian, especially because of their wanderlust and their sense of adventure. A lot of times they're willing to take risks that other people are not willing to take, and they don't always pan out. And then they get, you know, get back on their feet, they dust themselves off, and they go back out. They're never kind of discouraged, because for a Sagittarian, the joy is in the experience. No matter how intense it is in the experience itself. It's the experiencing of life that Sagittarius loves. So and so in this way, Queen of Wands has experienced a lot of life, and so she's gone through a lot of different trials and tribulations as well. So you can honestly say that she's been transformed by fire. And so a lot of what you see is not what you see from her, is certainly not everything that is there. She's one of those that if she were to totally stand up and show herself in her full glory, she would blind you. You know what I mean? One of those scenarios. And so she's waiting, she's cautious, she's prudent. And that's how you're feeling in this relationship. You feel like yourself, but you do have a little bit of caution. Now your person is feeling just in love. They're in love. They see themselves as being 100% in love with you. The one and only love. They may have always been in love with you. If they've just met you, they may have fallen in love with you at first sight. This is a very intense feeling for them. Ace of Cups is coming out as the card for themselves. So you can just imagine, when an ace comes out for yourself to represent yourself, it's as if that your whole essence is consumed by cup energy, love energy, love at first sight energy, instant attachment, affection, instant desire to exchange, to give everything, just fully, completely in love with you, Sagittarius. They see you as the King of Wands. They see you, as yourself, but even more, as almost, they see everything that you are, all that fieriness that the Queen has, but then they've elevated you to kingly status in the sense that no one is above you in their eyes. But they see you for who you are. They see you for your ambitious side, right? They see you for your creative side. They see you as somebody extremely unique. They know you're unique. They know they've never met anyone like you. Right? And I think that's one of the reasons why they have such an enormous amount of love for you, right? They're just enamored. I mean, what else can I say? It's just all there, right? However, they have worries. They worry about themselves in the relationship. I think they have anxiety. They worry that it's not going to work out. They worry that they're not enough. I think they worry that you may break their heart. They worry about coming too close to you. They worry about not coming close enough. It's like they just have no idea what to do with you. They have no idea what this relationship with you couldn't, like what it all really entails. They know what they want, but in a way, they're afraid to admit what they want. They're scared of whether or not they're up to the task. I mean, Nine of Swords, they're really going through it, right? Now, of course, a lot of times, a huge part of the reading is the intuitiveness of it. Nine of Swords does not always imply that in all readings, right? I mean, the basics is putting yourself through misery, through sleepless nights, anxiety, and worry, right? But when you, like with all the cards, when you peel away at some of the outer layers and you get to the deeper meaning, and then when you feel the card intuitively, the weight of it in the reading, here, I feel like your person is very, very, very anxious and worried about what to do with you, how to handle you. They're terrified to lose you. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to mess it up, right? They're worried, And if you know this person and you know what I mean? If you notice with them, I'm not really sure, if you notice whether, I don't know yet if you love this person. Do you know what I'm saying? They know they love you, but I'm not sure, Sagittarius, if you know you love them. Do you know that their presence in your life is causing everything to go topsy-turvy, right? In a good way, as I said before, topsy-turvy, and move towards this whole other stage, right? But they're really, it's like them coming into your life is really causing a big disturbance, right? But you're not sure why, how. You feel great around them, but you're not, for you, it's just the fact that they're having such an impact, right? For them, they know they love you. They know they love you, and they're worried. This is a very kind of interesting dynamic. It's very cute and romantic in the sense that I think probably everyone who's around you can see what's going on. But you, Sagittarius, you're a little bit oblivious. You're just more like caught in the headlights of what the hell is happening, right? They're all loved the hell up and also caught in the headlights because they're so worried. And everybody else around you is kind of cracking up because they can see two kind of bumbling idiots who are kind of meant to be with each other. But they're so like, all over the place that it's hysterical, right? It's funny to watch, right? And it's almost as if your friends are like, oh, God, how long is it going to take for these guys to work out that they're in love with each other, right? That they love each other. How long is it going to take for this one to realize that Sagittarius does love, he can love them and does love them, and they have nothing to worry about. And how long is it going to take for Sagittarius to realize that they're in love with this person? And that's why they're feeling all goofy and whacked out and bugged out. You know? This is a beautiful reading, Sagittarius. It's right up your alley, and I'm going to call it for July 1st to the 8th. This is going to be a wacky, romantic, weird, fun-loving, upside-down, topsy-turvy week for you in the relationship category. Certainly with somebody who loves you very much, and it will be hysterical and quite amusing to watch. And I don't mean to say that you're funny to watch, Sagittarius, but this is going to make your friends feel quite warm. I mean, it's a nice thing to see. It's good. It's going to come out as being good. But it's certainly a comedy of errors when it first starts out. And, of course, like anyone, well, if anyone can enjoy a comedy of errors and appreciate it, Sagittarius, you can. All right, if this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, sound off below. Let me know how you feel about this. I'm quite curious how this is going to turn out. I'm a Sagittarius myself, so I will let you know how this week turns out for me as well. But for right now, I love you, brothers and sisters. Take care. Bye-bye.